Taking the #1 spot is INMOST, an incredibly atmospheric, story-driven puzzle platformer that absolutely blew me away with its emotional depth. You control 3 different playable characters within a dark, interconnected storyline that feels like a premium console game right in your pocket. The pixel art is hauntingly beautiful, and the sound design creates a deeply immersive world that pulls you in from the first second. While the movement can sometimes feel a bit sluggish during the more intense platforming sections, the narrative payoff makes it completely worth it. It is rare to find a mobile game that respects your time and intelligence this much, easily earning its place at the top of our list. Coming in at number 2, Last Pirate. Survival Island drops you into a fantastic swashbuckling world where you have to craft, hunt, and fight to stay alive. The tropical island setting looks surprisingly great for a mobile title, filled with dangerous wildlife, undead enemies, and hidden treasures to uncover. Building your base and upgrading your hook hand feels incredibly rewarding as you slowly conquer the island's threats. The combat animations are a little repetitive after a few hours, and resource grinding can test your patience, but the sheer amount of content available offline is massive. If you want a deep survival experience without needing wifi, this one is an absolute must-play. At number 3 we have Oxide, Survival Island, which essentially delivers a robust multiplayer and single-player survival experience right to your phone. You wake up on a massive island and immediately have to gather stones and build a fortress to protect your loot from the environment. The crafting system is deep and intuitive, letting you build everything from simple bows to complex firearms and sturdy bases. The main drawback is that the enemy behavior can be a bit predictable in offline mode, occasionally making combat feel a little stiff. Despite that minor flaw, the sheer freedom to explore and build at your own pace makes it highly addictive. Number 4 brings us Puzzle Adventure, a 3D mystery-solving experience filled with clever puzzles and engaging supernatural storylines. You explore beautifully rendered environments, collecting clues, and discovering secrets in a world that feels genuinely mysterious. The puzzles strike a great balance, challenging your brain without leaving you frustrated or stuck for too long. However, progression can occasionally feel a bit gated if you are trying to rush through the story too quickly. It's a fantastic brain teaser that offers premium quality puzzle design perfectly optimized for offline play. Spider Fighter Open World swings into the 5th spot, giving you a massive city to explore with surprisingly fluid web-swinging mechanics. The combat is fast-paced and highly responsive, letting you string together combos to take down street thugs and villains. Visually, the city feels alive, and bounding across rooftops without needing a connection is incredibly satisfying. The game does suffer from occasional camera awkwardness in tight spaces, and the side missions can get slightly repetitive over time. Still, for a completely free offline superhero game, the mobility and action are remarkably well done. Uncharted Island delivers a fascinating blend of open-world exploration and classic role-playing elements at number 6. You are stranded in a beautiful but deadly archipelago, forced to craft weapons, discover ancient ruins, and battle hostile creatures. The game shines in its exploration, constantly rewarding you for venturing off the beaten path to find rare crafting materials. While the UI feels a bit cluttered on smaller screens, the depth of the skill tree and crafting system makes up for it. It is a fantastic choice if you want an offline world that genuinely feels vast and dangerous. Taking the 7th spot is Palace on the Hill, offering a relaxing, story-driven slice of life experience that stands out with its gorgeous hand-painted art style. You play as a teenage boy managing a farm, exploring ancient ruins, and building relationships with beautifully written townspeople. It is a slow-burn game focused on narrative and atmosphere rather than intense action, making it incredibly soothing. The movement speed is a bit too slow at times, which might frustrate impatient players looking for quick action. However, if you appreciate culture and a deeply relaxing offline journey, this is an absolute gem. Viking Survival drops you into a brutal, Norse mythology-inspired wasteland at number 8, where every resource counts. The isometric perspective gives you a great tactical view of the battlefield as you chop down timber, hunt, and defend your settlement. The base building mechanics are highly polished, allowing you to construct massive halls and intricate defenses. Some of the crafting timers feel a little too long for a strictly single-player offline experience, slowing the mid-game pacing. If you love the hardcore survival vibe but want it portable, this game captures that freezing, rugged atmosphere perfectly. At number 9, Ashen Legacy brings intense, dark fantasy action RPG combat straight to your mobile device with punishing but fair gameplay. The boss fights are genuinely thrilling, requiring you to learn attack patterns, dodge perfectly, and strike when the enemy is vulnerable. The graphics are dark and moody, setting a fantastic tone that makes every encounter feel high stakes. Unfortunately, the touch controls can occasionally feel a bit floaty during the fastest, most demanding weapon combos. If you are a fan of challenging combat games and want a serious test of skill offline, this one will push you to the limit.